hot. We out here in Texas, man. Out here in Texas, man, this weather here crazy. I don't know if y'all seen like heat waves, but like Texas is always a heat wave. People like, man, we went out last night, it was a wave. That's Houston. Houston always the heat wave. So, yeah, we out here. We out here. Trying to get our little exercise, man. But anyways, let me jump into this thing. I gotta pay attention out here, man. The ground a little bit wet, and I'm working on my trail, so forgive me if I, misstep or misspeak. So anyways, this little here broadcast, we gonna talk about addiction. And I'm gonna talk about one particular addiction that it took me a long time to break. And this one of them addictions, like when God save you from something and you get your restoration, he show it back to you. Like, how many times he done saved you? Whew. And I ain't even gonna say he. But anyways, let me continue on. Man, I used to have a drinking problem. I got a little, yeah, your boy used to have a drinking problem. And I could pinpoint exactly when it started. I could pinpoint exactly. So, before I went to the military, wasn't big on drinking like that, man. I had a couple drinks before, but at the age of 19, I wasn't really into drinking like that. Man, what's that on my? Oh, sweat. Anyways, yeah, got in the military, man. Before I went in the military, man, it was no drinking problem in existence. None. So I get in the military, and the military is high speed, man. It's high energy, always moving. So when time to sit down, man, you want to sit down and have you a little drink or two. So it started mine with beer. My drinking addiction started with beer. I would have alcohol, but I liked beer. So I started my drinking addiction with beer. God damn it, man, these flies attach themselves to you, man. They get up on you. Anyways, so in the military, man, they got this place called a Class 6. That's the military liquor store. If you ever went to one, that's the cheapest liquor you're gonna find. So I went into the military 1999. So by the time I get into, permanent duty, all of that stuff, it's 2000. So it went through the 2000s. I'm at the Class 6, man, and we used to get, good morning, my good people. How y'all doing today? We used to get, tell me where y'all coming in from, man. Yeah, I went to the military, man. 632nd, man. I was at Fort Stewart in Georgia. So I get to Fort Stewart, man, and you come through with some of the people that you done graduated basic training, AIT, with. So we get there, and they got the Class 6. And the Class 6 at this point had 32 ounces of Corona. You can get a 32-ounce Corona. That's like one of them 40. That's damn near 40. You can get a 32-ounce Corona for 85 cents. So on Friday, we would get six of these. I would get 6, my homeboy would get 6. And before we went to the club, we would make sure all of those 6 Coronas was gone. 32 ounces, 6 times 32. You do the math. Too damn much. So I'm at I done drove to the club drunk. I already drove there drunk. We got to the club, and they had $5 pitchers of beer. Because we're in a country town, we're in Fort Stewart now. What's going on? Yeah. How y'all doing, man? Where y'all coming in from? So, we slizzard. I'm talking about one night, man, my homeboys come in, man, we drunk 7 pitchers of beer. 3 of us. 3 people, 3 pitchers of beer. You do the math. So I done drunk 32 ounces before we got there, and then helped contribute to drinking all of them pitchers when we got there. And so I done drove everybody home because I'm still kind of in my right mind, and we got to drive back onto the military base. And you can't drive back onto the military base drunk. So I'm the one that looked the soberest. So as we driving back to the base, my homeboy said, nope, let's not do this. And he said, let's go to the homie house right off post. So we go to the homie house, man, and they all up in there drunk because they was drinking beer with us, but he went home with his girl. So his girl was like, yeah, why don't y'all just come over here instead of going on post? Because y'all ain't going to make it back in there. Y'all just definitely look too drunk. So this is how drunk we was, dog. We in the house, and he talking about his girl, right? And his girl, they got a little trash can sitting right there in front of them, and I don't know what the hell this trash can is for. And so she starts throwing up immediately. She's blah, blah, blah. Her face is stuck inside of the garbage can. She throwing up. And he laughing at her, and then the boyfriend started throwing up on top of her head. That's how drunk we were. Remember, 32 ounces before we got there, and all them pitchers of beer when we were there. So, that was just one of my drunken nights. I remember I was going out, man. Before we go out, man, I done had about 6 Crowns. I used to drink Crown and Coke. No, I don't want nothing else in it. Crown and Coke. I drank 6 of them before we get to the club. 6. I remember I graduated college. When I graduated from Texas Southern University, my homeboy said, man, it's a fantastic feat you done. But tonight, we gonna see what fantastic is. Man, we went to the club, and look here. I drunk, I think, 12 Patron shots. He lined them all up. He said, we finna knock down 12 right now. 12 for you, 12 for me. That was graduation. I'm telling you, I'm building up how bad my drinking addiction was. Because I need you to see it. I need you to see it clearly before I tell you about restoration. It don't make no sense. So, you in the military. I go through all these years of the military. I don't think I have a problem. I got a bad drinking problem now. So I get home and I introduce my friends. My friends don't even drink like that. They just have a casual drink. But I introduce them to what I've been doing. So they immediately jump on it. If you ever watch American Gangster, the best part of that movie is when his mama said your brothers will do anything that you ask them to do. If you were going in this direction, your brothers will follow you in that direction. Always remember that. So remember the power that you have when you hang around your friends and you are the powerful one amongst your group. Remember, whatever you influence them to do, they're going to be all over it. So my friends become alcoholics. All of my friends become alcoholics. Because of me, I brought this behavior home from the military and I showed it to them. And it became prosperous with women. Drinking, saying crazy stuff out your mouth, women like it. And you end up accumulating a bunch of women. But the spirit is not you that speaks. It's the alcohol that speaks. So then I had to build a personality on top of this person that I presented in my drunk state. What's going on, my people? God bless all of y'all today, man. I'm hot as hell out here in Houston, Texas, man, but I'm telling my story. But anyways, so you're just dealing with it, going through all this addiction, all these years of addiction. And so when I hit my 30s, man, that's where I hit my stride because I had money in my pockets now. So not only have you built a personality from a drunken state, you also now have funds. And with all of this become women. All the women come from this. Women love a man with confidence. Women love when you know, like, okay, we going out, we gonna do this, we gonna do this. Women love assertiveness. So I built this into my personality when I was in my drunk state. So this is stuff that you can keep. This is personality stuff that you can keep. When you learn it in your drunk state, it ain't gotta stay there. This is stuff that you can keep. I built a personality on my drunk state. So all of the drunk jokes that I would make, I would just incorporate them into my undrunk life. You're building a life for yourself. You don't know anything, man. Like as black man, my dad was not in the house with me, man. I had a dad, my dad was not in the house, man. And I figured out I lost a lot of valuable stuff in between there. So I gotta learn how to do this. My dad don't drink or nothing. I heard my dad curse 10 times my whole life. So this is me not growing up in the house with my dad, growing up around a bunch of bad influences who drink, smoke, have sex with women all day. So all this drunken stuff. And so I get all this money and I start throwing house parties, big time house parties. So my girlfriend cheated on me when we went to the military, and I found, boy. When I do my videos on what I saw in war, it's a bunch of cheating stories. A bunch of people lost their families. Bunch of people lost their families, but we not gonna go there. Let me tell you about these drunk escapades. Let me get back on that. So I started having these house parties. I started with pool parties, but my pool parties start getting, man, somebody came to one of my pool parties, man, and he was some big social media influencer. He was like, man, y'all got to get down here. And my pool party became like some Project X type shit. I got kicked out of my apartment after that pool party. So I started throwing house parties where I could kind of control the environment. With a pool, you don't know who the hell's showing up to your pool. So I started throwing house parties so I can control the environment. What I started learning about throwing these parties is you got to give people rules, man. When I threw my first house party, I didn't have no rules for the house party. Just show up. Just show up. Them people, when they ran out of toilet paper, they didn't come get me. Them people start using my rags to wipe their butt, and they threw them into the tub. So that's how I found my rags after the first house party. But I was in a drunken state. I was drunk the whole time that first party. So I didn't know any of this was going on. So we start learning how to build rules into house parties. So when I had house parties, I would have like the 10 commandments. It ain't no fighting. If you get drunk, take your ass home. Do not assault the women. All of this was in my rules. People like, you gotta have rules? Yeah, nigga. Because niggas don't have good sense. You gotta give people order and structure, or they'll just come in and tear your shit up. So anyways, back into my drunken state. I finally meet this girl at one of my parties in my drunken state. And then I had that video where I said, 7 years, I'm a 7-year believer. That party is where I cried out to God because I had got high. Not that I had been drunk before. I've been very drunk. But the thing is, I knew how to control the drunkenness. Man, I can drink people under any table. Find a table, I'll drink you up under it. I'll challenge anybody on this offer. I don't even get drunk anymore. That's how far I was into it. I can go out and have 6 beers or 7 beers now, and I don't even get drunk anymore. That's why I don't drink like that. So I start smoking weed, and the weed took away the addiction to the alcohol because I didn't need to really drink anymore. Like drinking had me in a slow, I'm slizzled all the way. I come home and you done wasted the whole next day because your head hurt. I remember one day, man, met my homegirls at Taco Milagro. Man, I'm had by 4 of these they call these things Grand Gala, where they put the Grand Marnier on the top. Boy, why I drunk 3 of them things? The big ones. They was like, oh, you want the Big Daddies? The Big Daddy. I drunk 3 of them things. And so when I got in the car, that's when I knew I had made a critical mistake. I knew I had made a critical mistake because I was like, man, I don't think I'm going to make it home. I think I done drunk too much. So I started calling all my homegirls, but I forgot they was having the same amount of drinks as me. So they couldn't pick up the phone for me because they was trying to focus on getting home themselves. So I'm calling everybody on my phone, like, please, if you love your boy, come pick me up. I'm sending everybody this. So the next day I look at my phone. I done send a bunch of sloppy drunk texts to people or stuff that don't make sense. But what happened in this night was I got home and my house was warm because Texas had these extravagant hot nights where it'd be like 80 degrees. You see my face right now. So I get home and instead of cutting on the air conditioner, I cut on the heater because I'm drunk, man. And so I cut on the heater. And broski, I woke up 4 hours later in the biggest sweat, like this sweat I got right now. That's exactly what I woke up. I was like, and remember, I done had these 3 big ass drinks, so I still feel the brunt of the drunkenness, but I'm hot. So I had to crawl. It was like I was back in the military, crawling, bear crawling, to cut on the AC. And then I was like, man, I gotta throw up, dog. I know it. I can feel it. So as I'm headed to the toilet, I just passed out in the bathroom, broski. Passed out in the bathroom because it was the only thing that was cold at the moment. And so I passed out on the bathroom floor. And bro, I woke up, I was like, man, you gotta do something about this, bro. You have to get this in check, broski. You can't you can't be with no woman and be drunk like this, bro. I don't even want to be considered the man that throw these parties where he get drunk and shit all day. I don't want to be that person. So I disconnected. I'm talking about I met my wife. I stopped throwing the parties and stopped drinking. And I stopped drinking cold for 9 months. 9 months. It took away the whole appetite of what I had built up from all that drinking. You just don't know what the hell you done been doing to yourself, especially when you've been drinking a long time and when you allow your body 9 months to recover. And so, broski, after that 9 months, bro, I felt so good. I didn't feel like drinking like that. Like I can go out now and have a drink, and the personal battles I was having with myself when you first stop is going out to those same environments and your friends offering you drinks and you having to say nah, and then they put that peer pressure on you. Now, man, come on, man, you gotta get into your mind. Nah, man, I'm not drinking, bro. I'm just here to have a good time. And you have to convince them that this is what you on. You gotta do this because your friends, they don't know that you walking into this new body. You just shed some old skin and you walking into your new, they don't know this. You're going to have to show them because you helped them into this lifestyle. You don't even know how powerful you are amongst your friends. So you done helped them into this lifestyle, so you got to kind of bring them back. In this bringing them back process, some of them not going to come because they enjoy the attention that they get from the spirit that gives them, that comes from the alcohol. They love that spirit. This spirit gives you so much confidence, but it's not real. I guarantee you it's not real because when the liquor go away, and you have to explain what you said or what you did during the alcoholic. Most of y'all don't even remember. I remember, like, and especially sex addiction and drug addiction together, bro. It was because I had to remember sometimes where I kind of got almost aggressive with a woman. Like, God damn, you want to have sex with a nigga? But I'm drunk. Drunk. And bro, when God like restored me, man, and he was like, man, go to me. He was like, but let me show you something real quick. He said, all of your bad occurrences when you would like out of your way and you was, let me show you what you look like. Let me show you how many times you almost killed yourself. Let me show you. And when God showed me back, bro, he showed me to one event of one friendship that I ruined by being drunk. Ooh, boy, this one burned. And it took me years to repair this friendship, but God showed me that one. And God was like, let me show you this one. So she had this Christmas party, and I went to the Christmas party, and I'm talking about we getting drunk. And so, you know how, when you having a house party, you walk people out to the door. And so when I'm walking her out, I touched on the ass. We friends. We ain't never crossed this threshold, but I'm drunk. I'm not in my right mind. I'm not making a proper decision. I don't even respect our friendship at this point because the spirit inside of the alcohol said, go ahead, try and see. And so when I saw the look on her face after I did it, the liquor jumped out. The spirit was like, whoa, apologize. And I was like, I apologized to her immediately. Like, I'm sorry. I apologize. And I was like, I done had too much to drink. I'm going to go home. And so I went home, and I ended up apologizing to her the next day. But God showed me how I damaged that relationship. Like, that relationship probably will never be the same. But that's what happens when you're not in your right state, man. And that all happens while you drinking. So God showing this back to me, man, I had to have a self-actualization moment. This is a thing that you have when you are convicted. When the conviction hits you, you got to make a decision. So I stopped throwing anything that involved me drinking a lot. I stopped doing it. And when people start seeing it, they was like, okay, Apache, that's how he moving. And some of my friends start moving like me. Stop drinking, start seeing around, start looking at what I was saying. I start changing the things that I was saying to them. Because when you stop drinking, you want to show other people like where they at. Like another addiction that I had, man, when my wife met me, I was 280 pounds. She don't even know how unhealthy I was in that point, but I was 280 pounds. After, like, we would go on a date and I would eat all my food and she had some food out, I'd be like, you gonna eat that? And I slide her plate over, eat all her food. Bro, I was killing it on the food. I didn't even understand how depressed I was because it was a love that had left with my mama and my sister that I needed. And so I'm eating to trying to find a place for this love, bro. 280 pounds. With a drinking problem, with a sex addiction. Now you got a food addiction. Now you got a drinking addiction. Now you got a goddamn sexual addiction. And then to subsequent, the alcohol addiction I had is smoking weed. So then you learn that smoking weed has its challenges as well. So that's why I had learned about smoking weed. And so now I'm at my point of, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have to get off weed, man. I know what I need to do in life, and I know smoking weed all day ain't gonna take me there. Getting high is great for philosophy. You sit and joke and laugh with people. Bro, I'm extremely funny when I'm high. You have no idea. But, hey, man, at a point, man, you got to start seeing what you want for your family, man. You got to, like, I had a plan for my life before I got married. I had a whole plan. I said, man, when you get into communion with somebody, you try to get into union with somebody, present them with your plan. I'm trying to do this. This is what I'm trying to do. This is the main goal. When I touch 60, this is what I want to be doing. That's how the plan. That's just why I said it out to my wife. This is what I'm trying to do. Every woman I meet, this is what I'm trying to do. If you ain't trying to do this dance for me, it's not gonna work. So when you build that plan, man, and you start, when I'm into my alcohol addiction, I'm 44 right now, and I say, okay, let me look at my plan. Let me look at everything that I'm doing, and let me look at my plan. I can't take this if I want this plan for my life. This ain't gonna get me there. Smoking weed all day ain't gonna get me there. So I have to make the decision to stop. And I've stopped before. I'll stop, like I tell you, every time I feel something is in control of me, I stop it for 9 months. Give yourself 9 months for your body to do something different. Give yourself 9 months for your body to recover from all of the beatings that you done put on it with all the food, all the drinking, all the smoking. You put some beatings on your body. Give your body some time to recover. And when you recover, you find out that the addiction wasn't as bad as you thought it was. It wasn't this big bad thing like you thought it was. Now that you can get in control of it. Like when you read the Bible, it don't say don't drink. It said don't get drunk. When you get drunk, you make bad decisions. Look at your music artists. I'm sure when they walk into these meetings, they be high as Cooter Brown. And you sign a bad contract because you high and you need money. But you sign your life away to somebody that don't give a damn about you. That's why they say I signed my life away. That's because they find that these people they sign their life over to, not only did they give away all their publishing rights for $30,000, you also gave away your life. These people get to move you around left and right. And so when you in a high state, you can't see these moves. You can't even see who on you. Devil be right on your back, riding you like a fresh Clydesdale. And look here, man, it's up to you. It's up to you. If you have children, bro, your children dependent on you. They are dependent on you to wake up one day and say, I got to do this for me. This is what, man, I'm telling you, man, you got to get heavy on this addiction. I don't be light on people with this because I know people relapse. People relapse. And if you're on these heavy drugs, boy, you got a big, big, big monkey on your back. Weed ain't nothing compared to heroin and crack and all this other shit out here. So what I'm saying is, when you're dealing with addiction, man, take it most seriously. Because let's just say you've been Man, I was watching a story of a lady who got addicted to crack, and then she got off crack for 10 years. She was off crack for 10 years. Started messing with the man who had got her addicted to crack in the beginning and started doing crack again. And now you 60 years old out here dancing in the street. No way. No way. I'm gonna lean on God before I lean on an addiction. And when you like heavy into these addictions, ask yourself, am I moving where I want to? Is this a part of, is this, if I incorporate this into the plan, if I incorporate this addiction into my plan, my life plan that I have for myself, is it conducive of success? You have to ask yourself this, and you have to be most honest, because you would be lying to yourself, man. What's the worst person to lie to on this earth is yourself. So when I'm speaking about addiction today, man, people, please take this serious, man. I done seen 3 of my friends die this year from addiction. Drug addiction, alcohol addiction, and 1 from sex addiction. Stop playing out here. Stop playing out here. I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing, man, but I feel like I've gotten enough off my chest about this particular thing, man. I've even given you my life. I've given you my life in addiction. I've given you all the pitfalls. Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. That's where I'm at in my life. So peace out. Holla at your boy. Like it, comment, subscribe, all the other good stuff they be talking about here on these apps. So we get this algorithm, whatever thing popping, and y'all can get your boy put on like y'all put all these other people on. Holla at your boy.